Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. We're here for another episode.
Where'd Your Money Go? With your host, Charles Barkley.
So, if you're a proud owner of one of the C7 Z06s, you've probably come to the realization that the front brake rotors don't last very long. Matter of fact, mine lasted maybe about 5,000 miles before they ended up getting severely warped to the point to where they're dangerously warped. But I think I've come up with a solution to save a little bit of money. So to get started, I'm gonna get this wheel and tire off of here. I'm also gonna be going through showing you guys how to change these rotors out. Pretty easy, not much different from any of the other Corvettes. So grab a Torx. It's a T27. And the reason you need that is because there's a Torx bolt right there that you gotta pull out to remove the rotor. And after the Torx bolt's removed, the next thing we gotta get out of here is, let's see, back behind the caliper, and I've already loosened them up. So you got an 18mm bolt right here that holds the caliper on, and then you got another one right there. So you go ahead and pull those out, get the caliper out of the way, and we should be able to pull this rotor right off. Before we pull this caliper off, we're gonna do two things. The first one being is, you see I got a couple of chalk blocks and a piece of 2x8 right here. Anytime I'm doing brakes like that on one of these cars, I always make a little bench underneath to set the caliper on so that you're not stretching out this rubber brake line, cracking it, possibly tearing it. And the other thing that I do,
pay attention, son. This is for your own good.
looking at the back side of the caliper here, especially going with a new rotor that's a little thicker, you need to collapse your caliper. And one of the ways I do that is I put a screwdriver right here, right on the edge of the rotor itself. And then right here, the steel backing plate for the brake pad, not the actual brake pad. I just pull back a little bit gently until that pad collapses, and as you can see, I got plenty of room there. I got plenty of room here. So when I go to put the caliper on, I'm not going to be fighting trying to jam it on there. Now that's done, I'm going to go ahead and finish removing that 18mm bolt, and we're going to pull the caliper off. Set it right there on our bench. Your new rotor, be sure to align that hole for the Torx bolt. Now we can put the caliper back on. And when that's done, you just get in the car, hit the brake pedal a few times, and it'll take all the slack back out of that caliper. So now that that's all done, I'm going to tell you how I've come up with this plan to save some money on these rotors. If you were to put a straight edge across here, there's probably very, very little height difference between the two of them. But nevertheless, this one is warped. This is a brand new one. I ended up getting those off of Amazon. I think I paid about 360 bucks a piece for them, which was considerably less expensive than what the dealer wanted for them. What my plan is one is I bought the cheap rotors. These are going to the machine shop that I use. They're going to get resurfaced and put on the shelf. And if these start to develop the warping problem, I'm going to pull them off early, put these back on, and I will just keep rotating them and resurfacing until they're no longer any good. When we set this down, I can finish torquing these. Well, y'all, I'm going to get back to finishing this project. So as always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Be sure to leave us a thumbs up.